We'll start the meeting.
Morning.
Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Aranus.
Good morning, Dr. Chae.
Good
Hi,
morning.
how are you?
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
I'm working from home the whole week, so I'm not going to lab. Um, but I am at home still working. Okay,
What you do
so I
Christmas?
don't know who else will be joining, but they will. Yeah, Liam's here. Morning, Liam. Okay, maybe we can start with you, Andrew, because I know you're in Korea. So I know you made some edits. So can you go over the edits that you made? You don't have to
Yeah,
repeat the
I'll do it.
presentation. Like, tell me what kind of edits you made, what you learned from it, and all that.
Yep. Just a second.
Okay.
So I I I listened to all your feedbacks and made editing based on Dr. Jian's recommendation.
Mm.
And so one thing I just thinking about, this is a one of the books I read when I was young. It talks about scientific revolution, structures of the structure of scientific revolution. I just wanted to, I just thought that maybe using this picture will make people easy to understand what we're doing right now. So like normal science, so most oncologists think that doing lung transplant on cancer patients is not ethical. It's wrong. It's a clinical. That's the normal science. And for model shifting, we had Albert Curie cases and all the lung transplant cases. So, with this cycle, I just wanted to make an introduction about what the following PPT is going to talk about. So for normal science, we have consensus documents from ISHLT, and after that, for model drifting, and all the other processes, we have arbitrary cases and three following articles, and finally we can complete with dream studies. So I just thought that maybe adding this will make people easier to understand what's going on to the following contents.
So
So
let me give you a
that's just
comment. Go back. Go back.
yeah,
So here, Article 123.
yep,
So think about this presentation. People don't know what Article 123 is. Only we know what it is, right?
yeah,
So, so my point was you need to make the slides that is presentable to an audience who has no idea what we're talking about, right?
yeah,
This is just between us that we know what Article 123 is. So it has to be something that can convince people,
yeah,
oh yeah, transplant is not for cancer patients. That's their norm. And then how do you build evidence? Like, what are you going to write in place of Article 1, 2, and 3? And if you put that in, is it still going to make sense? Do you understand?
yes, I do.
Okay. Same thing with your next slide. You still used Article 1, 2, 3. So the whole point was never you. So the Article 1 to 3 has to be cited as of, like a reference, like Lee et al. And, just like a small reference at the bottom. And people should not know if it was published in a form of article or abstract. That's not important. The facts are important. What are the logics that will lead us to where we want to be. Okay?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So erase anything that was mentioned Article 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So other than that, there were no significant changes until here. Um, so introduction 3 has, so I looked up the article and I asked Dr. Jian about her, what exactly, what these meant. So fivefold higher risk of developing lung malignancies post-transplantation means this is all kinds of transplantation, kidney, lung, liver, and heart, all transplantation combined and compared to general population. And I I was looking through it and they just all says general population all over the article and never specified exactly what population they are talking about. But it it was OPTN data, so I was thinking maybe this is all the patient general population presenting US population because it's from US OPTN data. And yeah, those are the things I wanted to clarify.
So
Uh,
where is the
yeah.
reference?
So article, yeah, reference is at the back. I added the reference at the last slide.
So show me the data. Is there a
Ah,
graph
yeah.
or table, or did you read the reference?
Yes, I did.
So can you show it to me? That was the whole purpose. Critically review the evidence.
Yeah. So it was this one.
Huh?
So yeah. So main outcome was standardized instance ratios and absolute risk of assessing cancer risk in general population. So they so it said it's risk linked data of all kinds of transplantation, kidney, liver, heart, and lung. So they
So where is the lung cancer risk?
uh oh
No, right here. Lung cancer risk was
yeah.
so SIR 6% in lung recipients, but also increased among other recipients 1.46. Liver only among liver recipients. Kidney cancer risk was elevated. Mm. Kidney, liver, heart, lung. Risk of diverse infection, related, unrelated cancers. So can you show me actual table or graph?
Yep. So the following graphs were here,
Mm,
just next to the this one.
mm.
So there are non-Hodgkin lymphoma and lung cancer, liver
So
cancer,
can you increase the
lung
volume?
cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm, Transient, recipient, all recipient, and then there's lung period since transplant, year 1 to 5. Mm. And this is single lung included, right? Single and double
Yeah,
combined.
all kinds of lung.
Mm. So in lung recipient, lung risk is high. And then you have kidney, the risk is pretty low. Liver can go up a little bit. Heart, mm. So heart and all are similar, mm. Meaning that, heart doesn't usually have cancer in it. Um,
Yes.
so it might be the effect of um, just general immune suppression, I think. Mm. Okay, standardized incident ratio. I think it's standardized to probably age, because every age group is really different. So you take that into consideration when you standardize. Hmm. Okay, so from this, we think about contamination. Lung, um, when lung got transplanted, there may be um, if it's um, lung transplant, then lung cancer can occur in that organ. And where did that cancer come from? Is it from donor or is it from recipient? We don't
Yes.
know, but if it's an immediate recurrence, then it's likely from donor. Mm. Okay, so
Yep.
so this data is UNOS or where
OPTN data,
OPTN.
US OPTN data.
Okay, so in all transplant, lung cancer risk is about 1.6. But if you do look at all lung transplant data, then lung cancer risk goes up as high as 10 times. Compared to general population, at least in the first 5 years, but overall it stays pretty high still. So that was 6 times, 5 times, you said in your presentation?
So 5 times higher risk for every kind of post-transplantation
Mm.
and 13-fold risk of in the native lung. So
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Go back.
So after that, there was so yeah, the article's conclusion was that recent advances in surgical and medical technology for lung transplantation led to increase in succeed rate of lung transplantation. So I looked up all I looked up the references. They never actually talked specifically about what exactly which kind of success rate was. So they all talked about ECMO, ctDNA, and MIR, microRNA technology. So I added the reference here. So
So
yeah,
how do they help transplant succeed? That part I don't
so
understand.
yeah, they're biomarkers. So they help us detect recurrences after the transplantation. But I wanted to add specific numbers, how specifically they helped us. So I was looking for that, and they never actually mentioned specifically about numbers. They talk about these all these technologies.
Okay. Mm.
I have no just
So I don't think they help
yeah,
um, in terms of making transplant succeed. They can be useful in early detection of recurrence,
yeah,
but that's a whole different issue.
yeah,
So I I think using ECMO to keep patient alive until the organ arrives, and also use of cardiopulmonary bypass in the operation room to enable um, non-sequential bilateral lung transplant. Like it's like you switch both lungs at the same time, not one, take out one, put in one, take out one, put in one, because there's a great chance of contamination if you do it that way. So I think those are the biggest two advances, and you
yeah,
could find those articles talk about those surgical technique, how that helps. So I'm saying the second, third is not relevant here.
yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Okay. So for this graph, I added the median. So case series' median survival rate was 48. The OPTN data's median was 27.7.
Okay, let's look at this. So A and B, one is overall, one is cancer specific, one is pooled series. So pooled case series will always have what publication bias, right? If it's not good,
Yeah,
people don't usually publish. But anyway, they seem to do pretty good. Median survival is 4 years for case series, and OPTN, it's less than that. Mm, I think people are going to ask Why such discrepancy? Um, one would say it's publication bias. But if you look at the cancer specific survival, so let me ask you, if you look at the OPTN data and look at the median, to me, it's over 3 years. Do you agree? Figure B is the
Median?
OPTN data.
Yeah, here.
Figure B,
Yeah, here.
yeah. So if you look at the 50% survival,
Yeah,
that is over 3 years, right?
yeah.
But in the below, you have 27 months.
Um,
Where'd you get that number from?
it was in the description for this figure. In the article.
So something's wrong, right?
Yeah. Uh, my mistake.
Yeah, so this is a simple, just, check. So talk to the
Ah,
author
yep.
who did the analysis and find out which one is error. Is the graph wrong or are the numbers wrong? Um, look at figure A. Is 48 accurate?
No. Yeah. I'll talk to Dr. Jian about this.
Okay. And
Yep.
one one thing you can do is if she doesn't, I know she's very extremely busy. I I wonder if she can rerun it. I mean, it would be good if she can rerun it. If she can't, I think she can do it, but this would be a good opportunity for you to get the raw data and run it yourself.
Yeah.
She may have the raw data, or the raw data
Yeah.
might be still in our lab computer or something. I don't know. You can work with DM to find that out. Okay?
I'll do it. Yep.
Okay. So again, don't just trust someone's data. Look and examine.
Yes, sir. So
Okay?
yeah. This one's the last one. I asked Dr. Jian whether this is a percentage or number and asked her if this is a typo or something. Yeah, she said, yes, this is a typo and this was error. She said she, we're, she's, she's gonna fix it, this one.
So that's age and percentage. Okay. So what is error? I don't understand. What's
So these are not no. So she says if add these percentages, they will match into a 100.
mm-hmm.
So I asked her what percentage is this? So and she says no, no, especially this one, like 38,
Uh-huh.
198.1. If we add these are not hundreds. So she says this is error. So she's gonna
Oh,
fix this
just
mistake.
that one. Okay, okay. Just that one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, there are not much differences made. I think I'm done here. Yeah.
So did you see Dr. Ankit's PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
Okay. So if you look at that one, that
Yeah,
doesn't talk about article 1, 2, 3 or how the articles are written in that order.
yeah.
So I don't think you got my point last time. The point is
Uh-huh.
you don't go in the order of how the articles presented the data, or even in
Yeah,
the article number 1, 2, 3, not in the chronological order, but
yeah,
rather attack the question. So so if you are on the other side, why are you transplanting cancer patient? That's crazy. How would you refute that logic? So you start with what you know. Number one, is immune suppression really bad? What is the data, right? So
yeah,
it's not just lung cancer. So the data is just like we reviewed in all any sort of transplant that happens. What is the known post-transplant malignancy risk or incidence? Okay, so you review the data.
yeah, I'll do it.
And
Thank you,
and
Dr.
in
Chae.
lung cancer, what is that? What is the lung in lung cancer transplant recipient? We're gonna say the data is single and double combined. Now, when we say single, the single always has higher risk of the other lung contaminating the other lung, one side contaminating the other.
Yep,
But double, uh, it has that risk of contamination if you do it sequential, but if you do it non-sequential way, it reduces that risk. Anyway, in if you only look at double lung, what is the data of cancer coming back? And is that risk acceptable compared to the known risk of cancer recurrence in other, meaning not bilateral lung, but all the other transplant, solid organ transplant cases? So that's number one data people want to look at. Uh,
yep,
and how does that change by, and then once you know, show the overall data, then you can go by the age, tumor type, and all that. Uh, and then, so that's the recurrence rate. And then the next is survival. Like how, when people get new lung because of non-cancer indication, like COPD, cystic fibrosis, all of those, what is the ex life expectancy of that lung organ and life expectancy of the patient themselves? And then say, with patient with cancer, uh, I mean active cancer, what is those two number? What are those two numbers? Let's compare them and say if if those numbers are at least similar. So I will look at that, right? Uh,
I get your point.
and then number
I'll,
three,
yeah,
hold on.
yeah,
Number three, so I told you to look at the abstract of the patients that were actually uh has undergone transplant through the DREAM program. How long are they living, including Albert Curie, right?
yeah,
Um, what are their um event-free survival? So, because Albert Curie recurred, and we cured him with SBRT again. So, what is their EFS? What is their survival rate? And I think we are making that into a swimmer's plot, I think. And Liam is involved in writing that manuscript with Tarek, who is our new DT fellow. So work with Liam to generate to have that data included. So the point is really uh, format into a, a presentation that
Yep.
will speak to the lay um, doctors, not lay person, but people who do not know anything about transplant. And really it's number one, it's a scarce resource. Why are you giving to cancer patient who's gonna just have recurrence very soon? Well, let's see what the data says. The data says it's not just lung transplant, it's every solid tumor transplant will have higher cancer recurrence because of immune suppression. Is doing lung cancer transplants specifically puts them at risk when they have active cancer? What is the data, right? In terms of EFS and OS. So and then if you actually done it, is what are the patients, how are the patients doing right now? So those are the two key information you need to convey.
Yeah, I get your point clearly.
Mm.
I'm gonna just start making only a PPT. Delete all the figures and tables that are kind of unnecessary for the explanation. Make it easy and simple, clear for delivering that information.
Yeah, you can still use the figures as a, what do you mean? Like a supplemental information.
Yeah,
Um, they might wanna, well, but what about the age group? What about the histology? How do they? So it's like writing a book, like where the main idea is there, and then you have supplemental supporting ideas. So they can still stay, but under the right umbrella. Um, okay,
yeah, I'll
those
get it.
are my input. Any questions?
Always thank you. Thank you for everything, Dr. Chae and Dr. Liam and everyone.
Okay, so this is a great training for you. Mm. Okay, anything else, Andrew?
Nothing specific. I had a phone call with Dr. Jia yesterday.
Mm,
She's doing well. She's also asking whether you and Dr. Liam are doing well in Chicago. She asked me.
okay.
Yeah, she says, yeah, other than that, nothing. Always
All
thank
right,
you.
very good. So I asked Dr. Liam to, you know, work on non non-lung cancer uh uh lung transplants. So Nabor got transplanted. Did you know that, Liam?
No, not yet.
Yeah. So he got transplanted like a week ago. So will be the first ever non-lung cancer metastatic to lung transplanted in the world history. So we gotta write this case up. But there's such a big opposition at the cancer center level. Why are you transplanting someone who metastasized to lung? Where's the data? They're like, show me the data so that we can all agree. Because Northwestern medical oncologists, a lot of them are refusing to take care of these patients. So we don't want to do any practice where there's no science. That's uh, and then we at least do a randomized trial. And Ankit's like will never be a randomized trial. There is no science. This is doing favor to our patients. This is offered as a last resort. So this is kind of two parallel story where, so Liam's mission is to find any type of science that will bridge two gaps. Uh, and I specifically asked Dr. Woo Won-gi. He said he's looking into lung metastatectomy data. It's kind of similar. There is no immune suppression, but isolated lung mets, if you take it out, how long do they live? It's like lung cancer, isolated brain met. If you take out isolated brain met, sometimes they are cured. And that's strange. We've seen that happen. Uh, and in my lab as well, there are patients with brain met. We gamma knifed or we treated with surgery, and they're like many, many years out. No sign of cancer. So there's a lot of them I think are cured. So these are the evidence against, oh, it's metastatic tumor. Why are you trying to locally treat it with transplant? So I think there we're gonna say there's no transplant data because no one has done it, but at least extrapolation from metastatectomy data would be acting as a indirect evidence. So, and Dr. Woo Won-gi, a thoracic surgeon so Aranos and Andrew, there's a thoracic surgeon who recently joined our lab, Dr. Woo. Uh, and Dr. Woo said he's from 칠곡, 대구 칠곡. That's where Dr. Jiyeon is. Uh, it's so funny. Oh, and then I heard Dr. the family medicine doctor. What's his name, Liam?
Dr. Lee, Cube Lee.
Gyube Lee will drive down to 칠곡 to meet Dr. Jiyeon. Yeah. So to get all the sign out and everything. But anyway, so that's what we should be working on the next week or two. Any update on that, Liam, project?
Not right now. I've been talking with Dr. Sumi as well.
Hmm.
So she said she'll get back to me in the new year.
Yeah, I think Dr. Wongi, you should talk to him as well.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, I'll work with
set
them.
up a
Try
time
to.
for a call, and he said he's been collecting data. He actually
Mhm.
was doing some sort of meta-analysis on that.
Okay.
So see what you can get from him, and feel free to have him work on this project. I told him this is the number one priority because of our cancer center situation. Okay, so you can write it down somewhere, Liam. So it doesn't. So the best evidence is cancer that has spread to lung. If we continuously treat that locally, and I've seen it with melanoma. Like melanoma goes to lung, no other met. You wedge resect every time it pops up. If you wedge resect, the next time it pops up could be 5 years later, pops up in another lung. You wedge it out like metastatectomy. The next time it will pop up would be 4 years later. So this is way better than giving any like harsh chemo or immunotherapy for some patients. So these non-lung cancer met to lung metastatectomy cases. So you have to think about what's the best keyword to look for these articles. Um, Now, this is the best evidence if you have a lung evidence. Now, the second level evidence should be, like I told you, um, colorectal liver, or lung cancer going to brain, um, things like that. Mm, I don't know. Lung cancer likes to go to adrenal gland. So I don't know if there could maybe adrenalectomy in lung cancer patient. Did that ever confer long-term um, recurrence-free survival? Something like that. So look for those articles. Those are the indirect evidence, I think. And then still present, there's a JAMA surgery paper on liver transplant in colorectal cancer patients with liver metastasis. So that's kind of indirect evidence as well. So we need to present that data as well. Um, so for the time being, make PowerPoint presentation of those data and then the reference. So keep making that, Liam.
Will do.
Okay. Um, okay. Yeah, Liam, should we go over some of the updates on any projects?
Sure. There's not much to share for this week. We're just
Uh-huh.
waiting for a couple of meetings to happen. So with the biomarker study, we still need to we're waiting for the meeting with Rex about the hold on our contracting.
Hmm.
Um,
Who's Rex?
so Rex is his name is Rex Chris Chisholm.
What company?
No, he's NU.
Hmm.
He's the dean for research.
Oh, he's the ones that hold up.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's held up with him, and we've set up a meeting with him, but apparently he also needs like some I think like a senior member from like the contracting office or something. So we do have a meeting with him coming up
Oh,
um
okay. It's
in
set up.
January.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait for wait for that.
Yeah. Do you know you when it is, or that it's set up for sure?
Yeah, so we were able to locate time for Rex and us, but then he also wants Joe Klein from General Counsel's office.
Hmm.
And then Joe Klein's office, we haven't heard back from.
So send an email, like we want to follow up, make sure this meeting
Mhm.
happens in a timely manner, or just CC me.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Biodesics. Where are we with anything?
It's in progress last time we checked.
Okay.
And it's taking longer because like we thought, it'll be easy, quote unquote easier because we had something before,
Hmm?
but technically apparently this is like being treated as a new contract,
Hmm.
so it has to go through the whole process.
Okay. I think it's within NU. So maybe just send a follow-up email.
Okay.
I think Biodesics has done what their part. So ask NU, can you follow up? Oh yeah, I met first year Hemong fellow. His name is her name is Coin O. She's Malaysian. She said everyone gets disappointed to know that I'm not Korean. That's what she said. Uh, but she I think will be a good addition to our lab if she decides to join, but she has a computational biology background.
Mhm.
Yeah, she worked at Harvard and MIT Broad Institute, did a lot of computational biology projects, can do Python and all that. So I told her about the work we're doing with STAS and the heterogeneity project. So she may reach out to you.
Okay.
So introduce her to our lab and yeah, yeah, okay. Um, so I guess all the deans of the biomarker companies are all hold, but I guess we're lab manual and on our side, everything is ready if that we pass that stage or
We're
about
finalizing the
budget.
lab manual with the path core right now. We have
Uh-huh.
another follow-up meeting with them, not this Friday, but next Friday.
Okay. Okay. And also maybe have a meeting with Firas, Fira. Oh, maybe he moved. Firas.
What
Like the
yeah.
EDTA person, there's a data curation service or like EDTA or
The EDW?
EDW. Yeah, yeah. EDTA is like the tube. Yeah. So remember we thought it was they charge you by the hour, like
Mhm.
extracting data and all that. And it wasn't that accurate anyway, but I want to kind of just to save time, like I'm just thinking, I don't know, but now that we have enough money in our gift account, I'm happy to pay whatever they charge. Uh, so we need to find out what service they um offer and what are their charge rate and how can we best utilize that service to make our work more efficient. So I think you uh, did you have that contact information, the EDW person, or
I can find it.
you can ask some people, right? And that
Yeah,
people,
I should be able
yeah,
to find it.
yeah, yeah. So do that background research, and because previously we said we're just gonna do it ourselves, but if
Mhm.
they can do something that we can't do or whatever, like you just do some more research.
Sure.
Okay. Uh, I think the farthest we came is the OncoHost. Where are we in terms of sending our samples?
So it's all tied up with our biomarker study. So
Mm,
initially, what the way we submitted the contracts are
mm,
because we didn't anticipate this much kind of pushback. We linked cohort B and like all three cohorts, so cohort A, B, and C. We
mm,
lumped it into one contract so that it would
mm,
be easier.
mm,
But like with all the pushback we're getting, it's turned out to be a less efficient way.
mm.
But they're all lumped together right now. So we have to get this biomarker study contracting like pushed through, and then we'll be able to send cohort A samples.
Okay. So if they allow, then would we be able to just ship it? Are the all the other steps resolved?
Um, Almost. So we just have to so we've requested
Mm,
like the inventory of the other time points. So we
mm,
know we have the baseline and then post 4 week post sample
mm,
inventory, but we don't have the inventory for the following dates or time points. So I've requested that. So
mm,
once we receive those, we'll be able to determine exactly how much samples for which time points we have left, and
mm,
then divide that up so that it can be sent to the various companies.
mm. So dividing that up, would that incur cost from Pathcore side?
No, I think they said they'll be able to do it.
Okay, good. Good. So keep working on that piece because that's separate
Yeah.
side. Um, so it will be ready to be shipped when we're done with that. And then the next question is, I know there were some samples in Dr. Yeah, what's the our collaborators lab?
Dr. Yiping Liu.
Yeah, Huiping Lu. What was the last sort of agreement we talked about? Do you remember?
So we initially we were just kind of talking to them, and this was before we had our own samples left at the path core.
Hmm.
Because we saved like 6 mLs in EDTA tubes for like future research that we
Hmm.
kind of forgot about over the
Yeah.
years, and we found that out. But before that, we're basically bugging them to give us access so we can retrieve the samples
Yeah,
ourselves.
because I know you went to the lab yourself, right?
Yes, I met with their fellow,
Yeah.
um, and so we've talked, but then like the follow-up was okay, so like then can we go there and can you teach us how to pull the sample so we can do
Mm,
it for you? But then they never got back to us on that, and
mm,
Dr. Liu was very hesitant to giving us any more samples because
mm,
she was like, oh, I don't know what you guys are doing, like it's not being published. And then we had this whole discussion of like who does these samples belong to, and
mm,
Dr. Liu thinks she has kind of ownership rights since it's at her lab. And
mm,
so at that point we just said we just kind of decided to drop it because we have our own
mm.
like path core samples left.
I see. Okay. I think we should, it's just a lot of politics involved, so okay, we will visit that um when we think it's really necessary. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else?
No, so we've sent Megan all the necessary
Mm-hmm.
information for her to finish the statistical planning for the
Mm-hmm.
two TM proposals. Also, she said she'll probably be able to get back to us in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, AACR abstracts, all of the results came out, all of them accepted. Just the clinical trial ones, the results are not out yet.
Oh, okay.
Those results, I think, will come out end of January, like early February.
Okay. So let's plan on uh getting you and Sally to the conference
Yes. So and also at that time, so yes, we can definitely do that. And then we'll have
because you need to make reservations sooner to make it cheaper.
yes, definitely.
Um,
And then we'll have a few
and then
lab
for the
members
sake,
who are
you
also
just
invited.
remember for the so when we're gonna have company meeting,
Uh-huh.
um, let's say, we'll meet, let's say we meet Lunit and make up, like meeting agenda and then have the, something like data presenter Sally Chung or something in the
Mhm.
email, and we can submit that as a proof that she was involved in
Sure.
the collaboration meeting or something, just don't forget to, because they're really nitpicky about like any business purpose meeting, like justification.
Mhm.
Uh, and they're very strict about meal reimbursement. So there's the upper cutoff,
Mhm.
and then if the tap contains any alcohol, the
Mhm.
whole tap will not get reimbursed. It's like it's they don't take out just the alcohol. Uh, just that's how nitpicky they are. I
Okay.
didn't know that all that. I didn't order any alcohol. My friend I was eating, we just halved it, and he ordered one beer, or so I didn't get reimbursed for that. So I want to just let you know that
Sure.
they're very nitpicky. Uh,
You don't happen to know what the upper limit is, right?
they change all the time. It's like $50 or it's for lunch or dinner is something, but that might be different at the level
Right.
postdoctoral faculty.
Yeah.
So maybe ask that to Martella may know. She does that's her job. She reimburses.
Okay.
Just go and ask her. Yeah. She might just send you to a link where there's a policy. Yeah, that way you kind of know. And say, Liam, let's say you go there with your wife, and then
Mhm.
if they put two guests, then they will only reimburse you for like the half of the hotel.
Right.
So you might as well not disclose who's in the room. So they're very nitpicky. Yeah. But anyway, plan those trip in advance. And Andrew, Aranus, you guys are more than welcome to come and join the conference in San Diego, April. So AACR, we're presenting posters from our lab. Um, okay, so that's the Dr. China said she will likely come because she's the
Oh,
first author of, yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. China. Who else do you think is going?
So, Seong will be there, and
Oh,
then
Sam.
Dr. Ha Yu Jung is starting. Um,
Oh yeah, let her know that we are going so that if she should go. We recommend she go to learn.
yeah, so because she'll be like here during that times, so she'll be here for AACR and ASCO, like the timing of it.
Okay.
So Seong will be here. Dr. Hesung, for now, is still kind of projected to be here until AACR.
Hmm.
So she can go, and then obviously, some of our students actually wanted to go to AACR as well,
Oh, who?
like Grace and Eileen. I think if they go, I think Amy might also be interested in going too. So I
Hmm.
think they might
Yeah.
be good
That'll
people.
be
And
good. But you can kind of coordinate that. And yeah, you can make a chat room. Like these are general informations, and we're gonna be here, and so
yes,
that people know to plan for it in advance.
and Dr. Aranu's here is also going to be able to join.
Hmm. When is her projected time?
Hey, Aranus, do you have like an interview date scheduled? So she's just waiting on her visa.
Hmm.
so I submitted my application for visa, but they haven't given me any dates yet. So, and for Pakistan, it's like very difficult because there's like a lot of instability all the time and stuff. So it's like on them, and then the Christmas and off day holidays came in, so that like created a lot of like you know days and delays, but I'm hoping that they might give me at the like start of January or at the end of January any date.
Okay. Okay. Hope everything goes well.
Yeah, we can just hope because with Pakistan the situation is very like weird. It's not like Korea.
Okay. And Liam Brandon reached out to me. He wants to do any project this week and next week. Did he
Oh,
reach out to you, Brandon
yes,
Park?
yes, he did reach out to me. I wasn't sure what to do this week though.
Yeah, because this week are there anything remotely that he can work
Not,
on?
not really.
Not much.
Yeah, I mean, I can give him a couple of articles to read and uh, okay, yeah, I'll give him a couple of articles to work on.
Dr. Liam, if you want, I can do the article search and with you remotely because these days I do have time. So anything, if you want to, I can help with the project.
Yeah, yeah, the metastatectomy.
Yeah,
Give her some
Yes.
project. Yeah, do a wide net search. Uh, so yeah, Liam, yeah. And then when we are back offline,
mhm,
because Yu-chan will be here January 2nd,
yeah,
just tag him along,
mhm,
Brandon with Yu-chan, so that they can work side by side and getting the data.
mhm.
Yeah, on that week. But we'll probably have to be working in the DTI space that day. So you heard we're meeting in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah. On January 2nd, yeah. Um, okay, so that's that. Any update from Picture Health or Lunit regarding the next steps?
Lunit, I reached out. They also, said they'll get back to us in the new year.
Mm,
Picture Health, we still have to. We're still communicating. And we need to set up a call with Trishan.
mm, okay. Maybe I don't know for so it might work out, right? It might.
It Yes, there's definitely a chance.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. So the last thing is so remember Picture Health, at one point we wanted to reimburse, you know, Dr. Alex's time, and then he said no,
Uh-huh.
reimburse or provide him some research grant. But now we have new partners, so
Mhm.
I think we can bring up that idea again.
Yes. So in that case, like I think so we can definitely bring that up discussion.
Mm,
I don't know if so just from kind of like my preliminary conversations with
mm,
Nate, seems like their their kind of range is up to maybe 1.5
mm,
FTE.
mm,
So we can allocate some of that to go to the pathology department.
mm,
They were talking about like a 5% range.
mm,
Um, so I don't know what that looks like for Picture Health.
mm.
It's not like a grant,
Right.
it's like personnel time. Um, but yes, we can definitely allocate like a part of 1.5 FTE, or we can just ask them for additional funding if they are, if they can spare. I'm not sure how flexible they are willing to be.
Yeah, and then now the problem is the two companies might want to split that between, equally because they know it will be scanned for both companies.
Yes.
They might just regulatory wise double the work of us. So I was thinking maybe just because the last trial has more funding,
Hmm.
is there like with just within the last trial, making it like a pathology chair,
Hmm.
like a pathology chair of the last trial because it would be that's the trial is housed in NU. It's an NU IRB
Right.
trial. So like make him like a pathology chair and then he will QC all the slides in the trial. And then the work scope and then he can retrospectively analyze non-last lung cancer trial for hypothesis generating purpose or something like um so I don't know in the last trial what my PI
Hmm.
there's a PI time was it 1% or in the budget or something? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
So it's not, well, actually, I don't know about like trials.
Hmm.
Like for the previously for the biomarker study, the PI fee was just it was just $100 per sample.
Hmm. Because you remember the department level, the department chair wants to protect their time, meaning 5% of that person's salary is coming from grant, then they can relieve that person of the clinical duty. You
Is
understand?
5% from the salary? I thought it was 5% from like the research budget. Well, maybe salary makes more sense.
Yeah. So when we say PIs get 1%, means not 1% of the whole trial money.
Hmm.
1%. So my when you protect time, I will protect 5% of your time.
Mm.
That's what it means. It's how the R01 grant works, R01. So maybe you can read about how the R01 grant budget works in terms of PI, time protection,
Mm.
and you can talk to our budget people uh, about what would be because she said, remember, at least 5% time protection, like a
Yes.
grant. So
Mhm.
if the lump sum money comes in for to set up the trial,
Mhm.
I think I don't know. I'll take the 1% because and that will go to my research account,
Mhm.
that money to protect my time. But 1%, but then for the pathology chair, we'll say 5% will go. So do me a favor, just write a proposal formal email to saying we propose pathology chair because we need QC and uh because this is an interdisciplinary trial uh for our cancer center uh it makes more sense to have a pathology chair to oversee uh because it's a NU trial for NU pathology faculty to oversee the trial, work together with medical oncology as well as LUNIT to make this a scientifically more sound trial. And the scope of the work would be QC all uh the dark patients, dark not last trial patient, uh, and subsequently be involved in any future translational analysis work with Lunit. And then thirdly, also be involved in retrospective analysis for hypothesis generating research within NU. And then proposal is to reimburse up to 5% of his research, of his clinical time, protect his clinical time, so that enables at least up five or up to 5% of his research time or something like that. And then in the meantime, we run with the budget department to see what that number looks like.
Okay.
Because we don't know how much salary he gets, and like, but it will be no. This is not the it's if I make more money than him, it's not proportional to my salary. There's a cap. There's like NIH just say equivalent to NIH R01 grant, something like that. Because for all NIH grant, if it's 5% of my time, so my time is like a standardized got the faculty and there's a cap. Let's say 200,000 is cap. Then it's 1% of that. So just the equivalent of the NIH R01 grant, 5% research time protection. And then we can ask our budget people to calculate what that is. And we can do that because the trial will open for we're saying at least 2 years, just leave it at the 2 year, and then with option to extend.
So 2 years with option to extend, or 1 year with option to extend?
2 year, because trial will be open at least 2 years.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's keep that course moving. I think yeah. And then I talked to Dr. Iser. She has 100 more patients that Dr. Alex did not retrieve.
Mhm.
So she'll work on. She said she'll email that the other pathology doctor herself. CC you and me. Can you
Okay.
see if you sent that? Okay, so that's the pathology piece that may be moving forward. Mm. And Dr. Hesung's campus project, do you know anything is moving forward?
I I do not. I know like there was a meeting maybe 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
briefly, but I am not, oh,
Mm.
I'm not looped in on the details.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Anything else, Leo? Just trying to think.
That's it for me.
Oh yeah, the garden. Where are we with getting the raw data?
Same thing, contracting.
So whose court is the ball in?
That one was also Northwestern. We reached out to them, um, and it's kind of the same same spew we get. Like we're working on it. Thanks for the reminder.
Hmm. So keep reminding them. I
Mhm.
think we just have to bug them once a week.
Yeah.
They see me again, so I'll just keep bugging them. It
It's
doesn't make, to me,
tricky.
it
Like
doesn't make sense.
some of them are like really good. Like they turn things around like on a weekly basis. And then there are other people who like
Mm.
really take their time. I'm sure like they have good reasons for it.
Yeah, are all like raw database research is like on halt, like
Mm.
nothing's moving. Ah, okay, okay. Um, what happened to the budget of the tumor treating field company?
It's still with Hugh.
Yeah. So that's, I think, been like almost 3 months or something.
Yes.
Can you bug him too?
Yes.
You see me one more time. I mean, I feel like nothing is really moving. Mm, okay. Um, anything else?
That's it for me for now.
All right, very good. So we will reconvene next Tuesday, and everyone have wonderful end of the year time, and we'll see you guys all next year.
Thank
You
you.
next year.
Thank you.